look at. Because you're going to back up there all the way to the 105. 105 westbound, I got a tip saying the lanes are open, but I'm seeing huge backups. A motorcycle crash at Atlantic, which was claiming was in the carpool lane. It looks like it might be there. And then further to the west, West 105 to the 110, got another crash. So heavy drives heading into LAX. Get ready to celebrate the holiday season with your favorite boy bands at Yamava Theater. Tickets on sale now for a boy band Christmas with members from 98 Degrees, All for One, O-Town, and Ryan Cabrera on December 13th. Tickets available at YamavaTheater.com or AXS.com. Next traffic reports at 6:55 from the Puente Hills Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
70s, 80s, 90s today, cooling down starting tomorrow. 6:47, new poll out showing Rick Caruso with a 3-point lead in LA's mayor race over the next few weeks over Karen Bass. A survey conducted for the Southern California News Group shows he has 39% to 36%. And it's within the margin of error, so it's like a statistical dead heat.
Joining us live this morning, Loyola Law School political analyst Jessica Levinson. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, according to what I'm seeing, they surveyed 400 likely voters in LA. How much stock do you put in this poll?
That's right. So some. It's one poll. It's a fairly small sample size. And frankly, it goes against much of what we saw in the primary election, which is that as time went on, Karen Bass actually had a fairly commanding lead in a situation where many of the people who were still running, she spent a lot less per vote than Rick Caruso did. Having said that, I think it makes sense that during this time in an election that things would tighten, and that given what's happening in Los Angeles, things would tighten.
Yeah, how do you gauge how her campaign has been? She's taken a lot of heat, and people had suspicions of him all the way through, but that maybe hasn't changed. Has she run a well-run campaign up until this point? Are there reasons for any slippage that we could be seeing?
So I think the reasons probably for different people, some people don't like how she's run the campaign, some people like how he's run the campaign, but I suspect that a lot of it is that people don't like what's happening in their lives, and whenever that happens, because they're paying more at the gas pump, or their paycheck isn't going as far, or they think LA City is just a mess, whenever those things happen, that favors the non-incumbent. Now obviously this is an open race, but Karen Bass, having been a member of the California legislature, now she's a member of Congress, she's kind of the de facto incumbent. She's also endorsed by many of the current incumbents. And so that type of sentiment, I think, helped him. He says, I'm an outsider. I'll use my business acumen to basically change City Hall, to change LA City. So I don't know if that's how he ran his campaign or she ran his campaign so much as what's happening outside of her campaigns.
Race has always been an issue with Los Angeles, but let's face it, it is a bigger issue right now based on what's going on at City Hall. Congresswoman Bass is black. Rick Caruso is white, although he said recently he is Latin. He's, Italian immigrants. With the voters in the end going to punch the ballot, or mark the ballot, how much will race play?
I hate to punt on this, but I'm going to have a much better answer for you in the middle of November than I do now. So, there is something called the Bradley effect. Years ago, some listeners will be familiar with, where basically a lot of people said, yes, I'm completely comfortable voting for a black mayor. And then when they actually went to the polls or they filled in their ballot, it turned out they were not. I think we're at a very I think in a lot of ways we celebrate, despite what happened in Los Angeles City, obviously, I think we celebrate our diversity in different and more open ways. And so for a lot of people, I think, understandably, they say, we have never had a female black mayor before, and it's time. And so for that group of voters, this is an unequivocal plus. Now, what happens behind closed doors, again, when it's just people and their ballots, obviously we don't know the answer to that.
Law School political analyst Jessica Levinson. Jessica, thanks. 6:50. Let's get a check of your money now. Steve Potus.
Well, Netflix shares are streaming higher right now after posting quarterly results suggesting its run of bad news may be behind it. After losing more than 1 million customers in the first half of the year, Netflix made them all back. Subscribers. New episodes of Stranger Things and the Jeffrey Dahmer true crime drama help to attract viewers. In another streaming too, Amazon has struck a deal with the NFL to stream football games on Black Friday of next year. It'll be the first ever game to take place on the Friday after Thanksgiving, the traditional start of the shopping season. Apparently, the plan is to make this a permanent addition to the NFL schedule. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 66, NASDAQ down 78, S&P down 21. We check your money at 20 and 50 after every hour. I'm Bloomberg Steve Post from the California Deluxe Windows Money Desk, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
I am too bitter to be attacked by mosquitoes.
They don't like it.
They like sweet people. Something that mosquitoes really like, or they're drawn to, and that's why they bite you, if you're wondering why you get bitten. We're going to talk about that, and Jen's going to check on your drive as well as the news continues. Stay tuned, 6:52.
The voices you trust are on LA's Morning News.
I know how on time to get to see that mother that you haven't seen in a long time, to get out of town because you need a vacation. I just hope that people will know they are important to traffic, but I care about what you're going to.
Here's Jennifer York on LA's Morning News.
Have I told you I
Weekdays on KNX News 97.1 FM.
If dog people made dog food, it definitely wouldn't look like dusty, burnt brown pebbles. Ugh. It would actually be food. It would be made with real, fresh meat and veggies, gently cooked to preserve their nutritional value. You know, like food. The Farmer's Dog was created by dog people. Cook and deliver fresh, healthy food. Try the Farmer's Dog and get fresh, pre-portioned meals tailored to your dog's needs. Tell us about your dog, build your plan, and get 50% off at thefarmersdog.com/radio. That's thefarmersdog.com/radio.
Make a difference as a nurse at Vitas Healthcare and earn a lump sum payout after your first year. Their new Difference Maker program. Team members who care for patients at the bedside will be rewarded for their commitment with a lump sum payout after they reach their 1-year anniversary. Eligible positions: RNs, admissions RNs, LPNs, LVNs, and team managers. To earn your lump sum payout after your first year, apply today at careers.vitas.com.
Bed, the paper, fresh coffee.
I make the coffee.
When it was time to buy a new mattress, we wanted to choose from a big selection.
And we found it at Sleepworld.
Now, Sunday mornings are more comfortable than ever.
Although, I still have to make the coffee.
Find your mattress story at Mancini's Sleep World and get a free adjustable base with select mattresses. Think big. Stearns & Foster, Beauty Rest, and more. Come into any of our Bay Area stores or visit sleepworld.com.
If you owe back tax to the IRS, have unfiled returns, or are worried about an audit, the IRS is hiring 87,000 to address these very issues. That means if you need to get your tax problems resolved, now is the time to get started. I'm tax attorney Robert, specializes in helping individuals and small businesses resolve their tax problems. We work to stop IRS and state seizures. We may be able to settle your tax debt for pennies on the dollar with an offer in compromise. We prepare your past due returns, even if you have no records. An audit. At the law offices of Robert Goldstein, the consultation is always free, and this is located throughout the Bay Area. To schedule your free consultation, call 1-888-EXIT. That's 888-TAXEXIT. 888-TAX-EXIT, and make us your last stop.
6:54, 1 minute away. On your drive. Let's talk about mosquitoes and who they love. Called a magnet. It all comes down to something on your skin, according to a study out of Rockefeller University in New York. Neurobiologist and study leader Hall.
The mosquito magnets are unusual in having really, really high amounts of a chemical called carboxylic acids. So these are fatty substances on the skin.
She tells KNX everybody has those acids, but some more than others, and they haven't discovered why. Then she delivered some.
Mosquitoes are unbreakable, so we keep using CRISPR technology to try to break the mosquito sense of smell, and so far, no matter what we do, they're still able to find us, and moreover, they're still able to tell the difference between the mosquito magnets and the rest of us.
Bossall says you can't get rid of these acids. Jen Stevens, KNX News 97.1 FM.
6:55, traffic now, back to Jennifer York.
I'm going to go right up to Scott for the very last. I cannot believe that CHP said that some freeway was closed. Unless you've got some reopened. Excuse me. Scotty, I hope that it has been reopened. Give us the very latest. He's flying in the Southern California Toyota dealer Sky 3.
It is reopened here.